Hi students, in this session we are going to start a new chapter that is called Solutions, which belongs to the physical chemistry, and this is a very high weightage chapter in any of the objective examinations and also very important for the subjective also. So let us continue with this chapter. That's what we call as name solutions. I just don't want to make you highly confused by giving the definition in the starting rather than to bring a very simple example. Here in our day-to-day life, we are working with many solutions. We are working with many solutions. A very simple example is when you want to prepare the lemon juice. What are you going to prepare? The lemon juice. What are the things you need to prepare this lemon juice? Yes, we need a container just like a glass, and in that we need to fill some amount of water. What are we going to take? Some amount of water. Into this water we are going to add the half piece lemon juice. We are going to squeeze half piece of lemon juice. Along with that, we are going to add maybe 3 spoons of sugar. What are we going to add? 3 spoons of sugar. Then what did we prepare now? We prepared the lemon juice. Now here, when we study in detail, what are the 3 contents means? We had sugar in it, we had water in it, and we had the lemon juice in it. Yes or no? Among all these 3, which is considered as the major part, or which one you are going to take in major amount? Generally you will be saying water. What is that one? Water. Into that major component, we are going to add these minute components of sugar or lemon juice. When we add these all, they all together are called as a single component lemon juice. In this, I want to give the major part that is involved as a new word that is called solvent. What is that one we call as the solvent? The major composition that is used in preparing a solution. We call as the solvent. And remaining minor components, that is sugar or the lemon juice, we call them as the solutes. In a solution, there are majorly 2 points, that is called as the major quantity, that is called as the solvent, and the minor amount or quantity we call as the solute. When these solute and is dissolved in the solvent, we get the solution. These are generally homogeneous mixtures. Presently we are going to learn about the homogeneous mixtures. What are we going to learn? Solutions are homogeneous mixtures of 2 or more components. Here I had used the word homogeneous. What is meant by homogeneous? The constituent particles are uniform throughout the mixture. Throughout the mixture. Throughout the mixture. The constituent particles are uniform throughout the mixture. In a very simple example, you are having one glass of milk. What are you having? One glass of milk. And you have taken another glass of water. What have you taken? Another glass of water. Now, you are adding some amount of milk into this water. Now, how does that water appear? It appears like milk only. It appears like milk only. So, they are in continuous with each other. They are in continuous with each other. Which are continuous with each other? The constituent particles are continuous with each other. Such kind of solutions that are formed by the constituent particles which are in continuous with each other, they are called as the homogeneous mixtures. And in this solution, the major quantity or more amount of substance, the major quantity of the constituent particle, we are calling this one as what are we calling this one as? Solvent. What are we calling this one as? The solvent. The major quantity of the components, constituent particle. There are many constituent particles here. We have seen. Among them, the one that will be major in amount, it is called as the solvent. This solvent will decide the physical state of the solution. Solvent will decide the physical state of the solution. Solvent will decide the physical state of the solution. What is meant by the physical state of the solution? Here we are going to take two constituents, solute and solvent. If you consider the liquid as your solvent, what are we considering? Liquid as our solvent. Then these kind of solutions are called as liquid solutions. What are they called as? The liquid solutions. Example, you are going to mix ethanol in water. What are you going to mix? Ethanol. Ethanol is a liquid. You are going to mix ethanol in water. Ethanol in water. Water is the major component here. That is what we call the component. The major component solvent is present in liquid state. Hence, this is called as a liquid solutions. What are these called as? The liquid solutions. Now you may have one more doubt. What is called about a solid solution? What is an example for solid solution? In this case, the solvent is a solid. In this case, the solvent is a solid. For example, we are having 24 carats of gold. That is called as the gold biscuit. It is not useful to prepare any ornaments. So, in that, 2 parts will be removed of the gold and 2 parts of copper will be added in their liquid state. They are solid. They will be melted first. Into them, they will be added. Now, gold is the solid. For this gold, we are going to add the copper. We are going to add the copper. Copper is minimum amount that is present here. Copper is the minimum amount that is present here. But what is the gold? Gold is the solvent. What is its state? Its state is the solid state. So we call this kind of solutions as the solid solutions. So based on the physical state, based on the solving physical state, that will decide the physical state of the solution, which we'll be learning now in detail. Let us see the solution that we have discussed up to now. How many constituent particles are majorly present? Two parts it is having. One of them is the solvent, that is the major part of the solution. Then other than this solvent, the remaining constituent particles, that is known as the solute. So we are going to give the definition for the solute here. Solute, the components that are present in solution other than solvent. The components that are present in the solution other than solvent. We had already mentioned what is meant by a solvent. It is the major constituent of the solution. So other than this major constituent, what will be present? Minor or minimum constituents will be present. So this minimum constituent particles, they are called as the solute particles of the solution. Let us see the types of solutions that are classified, which are going to give the physical state of the solution. We had already mentioned the physical state of the solution is dependent upon the solvent. For example, we are going to know there are three states of matter. Basically, how many states of matter are there? Three states of matter are there. Our solvent may be a gaseous substance, or a liquid substance, or a solid substance. Hence, when we take our solvent as a gaseous substance, the solute are the one that is going to be present in minimum amount. It is also present in the gaseous state. Now, the major quantity solvent is present in the gaseous state. Hence, the type of solution, it is called as a gaseous solution. What is this one called as the gaseous solution? In the gaseous solution, the solvent will be a gas and solute will also be a gas. For example, oxygen gas in nitrogen gas. What does this mean? Oxygen is present in less amount, nitrogen is present in the more amount in the air. We know. So we are taking oxygen in nitrogen gas. Let us see, even when the solvent is a gaseous substance, whereas the solute is going to be a liquid substance. It is in the liquid substance. It is also called as the gaseous solution because the physical state of the solution is dependent upon the nature of the solvent or physical state of the solvent. Liquid, we know carbon tetrachloride, CCl4. It is a liquid. In nitrogen gas, what is the state of this one? Nitrogen gas here, it is the gaseous state. Already it is gaseous state, I am not mentioning here. So, carbon tetrachloride, CCl4 in nitrogen gas, we can take as one of the example. There are many examples. We are using as one of the example. Now our solvent is a gas, but our solute is a solid. Our solute is a solid. Do you know camphor? Yes, the camphor is a solid. Camphor is a solid. Camphor in nitrogen gas. Camphor in nitrogen gas. We are taking as an example for this one. So the solvent is the gaseous state only, but the solute may vary. Our examples may be varying. Let us continue now. If our solvent is in the liquid state, if our solvent is in the liquid state, what kind of solution do we call? Shall we call the solvent, if it is in liquid state, as a liquid solution? Yes, we are going to call it as a liquid solution. So let us think. The solvent is present in the liquid state. Liquid state means it is present in more in amount. It is present in more in amount. We know the soft drinks, the Coca-Cola or Sprite or Kinley soda, these all are carbonated water. What are they? Carbonated water. What is carbonated water? Carbon dioxide dissolved in water is called as the carbonated water. Carbon dioxide gas dissolved in water is called as the carbonated water. In that, water will be the major constituent, whereas carbon dioxide will be the minor constituent. So shall we say our liquid is a solvent. In the case of solute, if it is a gas, shall we take carbon dioxide gas in water as an example for gas in liquid. Gas in liquid. What type of solutions are these called? These are called as the liquid solutions. What are these called as the liquid solutions? Another example is with solvent is liquid. Solvent is liquid. But the solute means the minimum amount is also a liquid. Is also a liquid. Both are in liquid state. I am going to take ethanol in water. Ethanol in water. Ethanol is the less amount solute. Water is the solvent, more amount. Ethanol is liquid. Water is also in the liquid state. Water is also in the liquid state. Now let us see. Solvent is liquid, but solute is an solid. Solute is an solid. Anything we can take. For example, you are going to take one glass of water. In that you are going to add 1 spoon of salt. Which is the least quantity? 1 spoon of salt is the least quantity. So shall we call them as the solute, and the major quantity of the solution is the liquid. So we can say salt in water. We can write many salt in water, or we can write glucose in water. Glucose in water. So these are called as the liquid solutions based upon the state of the solvent. Based on the state of the solvent. Now the solvent is a solid. What is the solvent? Is a solid. In our organic chemistry, we had used the reduction reactions. What have we used? Reduction reactions. In the reduction reactions, that is, alkenes need to be converted into alkanes. Alkenes need to be converted into alkanes. what do we use H2 in the presence of nickel or platinum or palladium? Hydrogen gas in the nickel catalyst. What is the state of nickel? Solid state. But hydrogen is a gas. So, when our solvent is more, that is solid state, but our solute is a gas. Such kind of solutions we call as the solid solutions. We call as the solid solutions. One of the example we are given as hydrogen gas in nickel catalyst. Nickel is the solid state there. Nickel is the solid state there. Now our solvent is a solid, but our solute is an liquid. Solute is an liquid. Now we know a metal that is present in liquid state. What is the metal that is present in liquid state? Mercury. Amalgam of mercury in sodium. Please remember, whenever mercury is dissolved in any metal, it is called as the amalgam. So amalgam of mercury in sodium. Sodium is solid, mercury is liquid. Sodium is solid, mercury is liquid. There sodium is the more amount, mercury will be the less amount. Next, the solvent is solid, solute is also solid. We had mentioned the gold, 22 karat gold, that will have 22% of gold and 2 carats of copper. Copper in gold, both are solids, but gold is more amount and is acting as solvent. Copper is less amount and is acting as the solute. So in this session, what had we learned, children? We had learned what is meant by solution and how many kinds of solutions are there based on the physical state of the solvent. So that's it for today's session. We'll continue in the next class about the concentration in terms of the solution. Thank you.